So yeah, Roll20 link is there. Okay, so wrap up for last session was you guys spent time working on behalf of Marianne to get the lay of the land for the neighbourhood Westwood Park that you were moving into, Westwood Grove. The name escapes me at the moment. Woodland Park, yeah. You spent a month or so in the environment, and what you were asked to do was get to know the key players, the key parts of the environment, and just see what's up and report back. That resulted in a roller derby match, a interaction with a biotechnica palm tree that was eating someone, a hostage situation, a missing person situation, and then a attempted hostile takeover of the entire district by an incoming gang. In the last session, you dealt with the missing person, which was a rocker boy and a private investigator sent after the rocker boy. The rocker boy's name was Legacy. Legacy's dead. No one was able to save him after they were caught in a landslide, but you did save Fashnu Baines, I believe, who was the private investigator. You then dealt with the oncoming attack from the gang, the Albino Alligators. You were offered a deal to effectively defect from the district in being the new edge runners on the block, so to speak. But you didn't take that deal. Instead, you started a fight in a gas station, a Chu-2 station, blew a few things up, killed everyone. 7D nearly dying in the process, but not being saved. That brings us to yeah, she believes it. You know, you'll always be a little star. So it brings us to when we finished up with some downtime. You guys were looking for an inn for a night market. Talking to Billy Flight, talking to Fashnu, you managed to wangle yourselves an invite to Woodchipper's block party. Now, obviously, this has been done in our downtime, but to give you anyone wanting to, page 136 of Black Chrome will give you a lot more information. But effectively, Woodchipper is a Aldecado mediator. She's an internomad mediator. She's also kind of like the face for the Aldecados when it comes to interacting with these kind of night markets. The night market will focus on things like guns and nomad upgrades, specifically nomad upgrades for bikes. However, with those connections to the Aldecados, we've got to assume that there's a little bit more there. An interesting point here is it states that it is widely considered a safe place to get tuned to get your first internal linear frame surgery. But the thing that stands out to most people that go is the food, specifically talking about Antenico street corn, or authentic in Spanish street corn. If the only corn you've ever had has been in syrup form or been shat out by continental brands, you owe it to yourself to try it. So you guys have gone down, and in a kind of montage, have gone about buying your things. I'm going to let you guys tell me what you've bought, and I'll just pitch in with any kind of filler detail. So, 7D, we'll start with you. What's the just give me a little 5 minutes on the 7D's time at the night market.
Well, yeah. So she's going around, and she's got her like paper container full of corn, right? Or whatever container full of this corn thing, and yeah, she's eating that. She's enjoying herself because, I mean, it's a lively atmosphere. There's people to impress. There's she can build up her reputation. She's going up to groups, and
it's just, yo, Chooms, like, yeah, you hear about that albino alligators? Yeah, got taken out by some heroes of yeah. Those heroes also Forlorn Hope. Yeah, I heard they were at the Forlorn Hope too. Not to brag or anything, but I might be personally acquainted with them.
No. Yeah, roll me a persuasion check. It's likely you're on Smash throughout this period, should you need to be.
Yeah.
The market is an interesting little read up here. The market sets up shop in a particular cul-de-sac in Santo Domingo near Woodchipper's Garage. On market day, the street is festooned with pennants and colourful lights. Stalls and tables dragged out along the curb to make the storefronts of the market. The sound of live music and festival atmosphere are audible for about a mile from the site, which wouldn't make it that low key, would it? So getting an invite is, I don't know how they'd do that. I suppose they'd just block the street off.
Yeah, it's like finding Burning Man. I mean, just yeah, it's not that hard to do.
Well,
all right, 20 for the persuasion.
Oh yeah, people believe you. They certainly believe you. They find it a bit weird in the way you kind of like segued into telling you, like, you did that arse about face way, but they're cool with it. They don't live there. It's not on their doorstep. But like, the big thing is, well done for standing up for the little person.
Yeah. Well, she's just warming up. Okay. Like, she just got here. All right. She's walking around, and yeah, she's also gonna be going over to the live music. She's gonna be playing with whatever group that's up there, or she's gonna do her own solo or
Roll me a play.
Yeah, this is it at 13.
As 7D just shows up to this orchestrated event and inserts herself onto the stage. Yeah, people, you're up there for about 30 seconds before security are like, "What the fuck are you doing? This isn't a pitch up and play. This is like, we're a professional outfit, especially when you're this bad." Hey, aren't you that person that?
Yeah. Well, excuse me. I mean, I don't really know all this like nomad stuff. Yeah, I mostly play rock. I mean, this is more folky, so I don't really.
Yeah. And yeah, should be making sure that everyone who is a musician gets the information to go to see Grace Steele at that audition.
Nice. So you carry on your personal, well, not personal, but your quest to to find a person to play. Totally fine. What are you buying?
Yeah, she's gonna be buying 2 muscle and bone lace, 2 grafted muscle and bone lace when she sees a sign like, tired of almost dying,
Yeah, I think of all of the people getting any kind of like heavy cyberware that is directly going to result in more durability in combat environments. 7D has is top of the list for people that need it. Losing a hand twice, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Nice. Okay, so you're certainly going to be able to buy your grafted muscle and bone. It's a precursor to internal linear frames. Whilst the linear frames are not as, or we believe that Artel kind of put out there, they're not as common as maybe we would have them. But linear internal grafted muscle and bone lace, certainly, it's some people for vanity, some people for professional endeavors. I guess a bit of both for 7D. Gear shift, what are you getting?
Yeah, for the night market is coming up. I imagine Gear Shift was out for burgers, and they saw a commercial for the Highway Master Artemis. One of those like really cool digital ones, holographic ones. Like if you want speed, if you want precision, you want Highway Master Artemis. And he's like, yo, I need one of those. And he makes some calls to the combat cab crew because they were thinking about promoting him recently. And after a word, he puts in an order for a Highway Master Artemis as his upgrade for promotion at the upcoming night market, and requests a seating upgrade be put on it. When he gets to the night market, first thing, he's going to cop some corn, that everyone's been talking about. That street corn, and he'll probably float around, chop it up with Billy, pick up that external frame that he can conceal underneath his jacket that he got upgraded.
Yeah, so for a bit of clarity there, Hero leveraged his relationship with Jack Skorkowski during the construction phases, during the construction of his empire. You guys would have seen workers in external linear frames. They're there because of that reason, so that one person can pick up heavy shit, etc. Hero persuaded Jack to let go of one, and then you hit up Billy Flight to tech upgrade a bit of clothing so that it aids in making that not so visible. And then the Artemis road bike upgrade, I'm just looking here, no issues with that. It doesn't say you can't do that, and it clearly states in Black Chrome that Woodchippers night markets are specifically focused on bikes. Like, that's their big thing. So I think some people would be a bit like, you're ruining this bike by putting extra seats in it. That's not it looks very much like it's meant to be. Like, I imagine in this, you're like laying on it rather than sitting on it. Like you lay forward on it. So putting an extra couple of people in that is gonna, exactly. What on each side. Making it like super wide. But yeah, either way, they'll do it because Eddies are Eddies, Nomads are Nomads. Their vehicles are their expression. They're totally fine. Anything else?
After those three things, frame, bike, seating upgrade. Oh, and talking to Billy for the upgrade. Not upgrade, to fabricate a Hellbringer pistol from the 20s. That would be it.
Yes. That was it. So Hero, again in Black Chrome. There's the Streetwise roll to find a fix or a tech to make/get a thing. Hero made a roll which gave you enough for the basically the tech that will do it for on price and guarantee the delivery. So whilst it's going to take a week, someone is making your Hellbringer. It had to get made because it's a 2020 gun, So anything that I doubt they're still making them. If you wanted a quote unquote new one, you're using a tech to make it from old blueprints, illegal blueprints nonetheless, no doubt.
Yeah, perfect. You know, and
So
that
that'll
would be
take
it.
a week, which will be after this session or this gig, so to speak. But it is in fabrication as we speak. Sweet. Heron, I'll just dip back to you so you can get a breather on the way in. We're just detailing what we did at the night market in the downtime. So, Hero, are you doing anything specific? Nice. You're just out there straight hustling. Okay, roll me a conversation check. No. 16. Nice. I'll send you a couple of things that you hear from the night market as you spend your time mingling with people, although be it with intent. You know, you are actually interested. So I'll send those to you there. You also have a conversation with Wood Chipper about getting a linear frame, because there was talks about there being a desire to get a linear frame, and you managed to haggle Wood Chipper down from her 1,250 initial price, which you know to be about 250 eddies up on the book price, so to speak. However, it now seems like no one wants the frame. She's a bit like yeah, she's a bit like, what the fuck, dude? But you know, understands that sometimes clients fuck you around and pull out. Totally fine. And then finally, Heron. What does Heron? Just give me 5 minutes on your night market experience.
Yeah, Heron is going to be buying a grafted muscle and bone lace and a paint editor. The paint editor is useless right now because she doesn't have a chipware socket, but you know, well, when you have 1K reach, gotta use it. So
nice. So you grab yourself a paint editor.
Yeah.
And the person who's selling it to you is very much like looking at you, realizing you don't have a chipware socket, so, like telling you that you need one, but tells you multiple times. You know, you're like, yeah, dude, I fucking know.
No, really, I was just, she's like, no, really, I was just gonna put it in my mouth and think that would work. What?
No, see, very common misunderstanding with chips. Not that kind of chip. You just got to go in your neck.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way. Thank you.
You're going to feel a bit dodgy when you put it in. I suggest having a therapist nearby. If you need a chipware socket, you come on back. Nice. So, whilst you are all enjoying the evening, we're tail end of the month. Don't worry about like specific days, but we are tail end of the month. So you are still living in your area of Woodland. I can't remember that. Woodland Park. So you guys don't have to worry about rent. When you all of your phones or agents ring simultaneously, All of you either get, if you've got Chiron, it will come up. Chiron, it will come up in your heads-up display. If not, you look at your agent, presumably, and you see that Marianne is calling. I'm assuming you all answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She says it's going absolutely wonderful. We're setting up construction as we speak. We're a linear frame down, so that's happening. But I hear it's gone to good hands. Maybe you could all do me a solid and come and see me at the Forlorn Hope. Roll me a persuasion check. Yeah, she says, look, the reason we put them external is because people generally have the interface plugs. Like, putting that inside you, I wouldn't ask anyone that works for me to do that. But thanks for your offer. If you come to the bar with the crew, and I'll set up some lunch. I've got someone I need you to meet. Nice. A group of mean-looking nomads from like a couple of tables over are like, "What the fuck do you call me?" When they're in like. Sellouts. No, they chuckle going back to their corn and beer. Go right ahead. So you place a call to everyone.
Oh yeah, I'm starving. I'll come get everyone right now.
Yeah, but you gotta try this corn though. It's like really fucking good corn.
Sorry, I said come.
Yeah, I was the one that told you that.
Wait, how did you know? No. Maybe I gave this the wrong one last week. Oh well. Okay, so I've misspoke. You're going tomorrow, so you're going to see out the evening for the night market, and then you're going to head over tomorrow. So I've got to read a fair bit of a read aloud, but obviously at any point jump in. So Marianne Freeman welcomes you into the still under renovation Forlorn Hope. Come on in. We haven't installed the stools yet, but you can lean against the bar, she says with an impish smile. She serves up lemonade. The drinks are mixed from flavoured powder, and the water's been run through a filter. The jug has been sitting in a cooler, excuse me. It's a little hard to hear her, what with all the power tools screeching and buzzing as contractors continue their building work, but she's used to speaking over a wall of noise. A real bar needs a liquor collection, not just the synth stuff. And, well, our collection died in the fire. There's a tiny wrinkle between her brow, but she smooths it away with a practiced smile. I tried to tap up old friends with liquor collections to see if anyone was willing to sell to us, but I've come up dry, no pun intended. Some of my old acquaintances have already sold up, but other people have lost their connections in an odd series of accidents. One of those friends will be here in a moment, and if our story goes the way I think it will, I'll have a job for you. As she kind of finishes, pours out the lemonade for everyone. The door behind you opens. A diminutive, pixie-faced woman walks into the new home, leaning lightly on a shiny steel cane. Her salt and pepper hair is worn in a short, tousled undercut, and her pale blue Kuroshi cyber eyes twinkle out from behind a pair of cosmetic horn-rimmed glasses. She's wearing a pair of grey chinos and a threadbare navy-coloured blazer. Marianne, she says in a sweet contralto voice, as lovely as ever. Those familiar with British English will notice a distinct estuary accent. Interestingly, I am very familiar with British English, and I had to Google what an estuary accent sounds like. It is Cockney, which is what most people will know as like East London. Marianne blushes. "Stop that, Harriet," she says with a grin. "I'm a married woman. Everyone, this is my friend, Harriet Woodward. Harriet pitches up and looks across you, or as others like to call me, Harry the Shrimp. The handle's self-explanatory. You can all roll me a streetwise. Hero, you can roll me an operator check if you wish instead. I'll carry on. Harry leans on the bar and offers you all a questioning glance. Marianne pitches up quite instantly and says, "These are who I've picked for the job. They helped with the fire." Harry looks across you again and nods. She takes an agent from a synth leather document bag and projects a hologram. "This used to be my home. On its screen is an image of a trio of scorched shipping containers burned down to bare steel. Bloody shame, but as you can see, I ain't got much of anything left. Now, things come and go, but I kept my booze collection there, and I promised to sell it to Marianne and the prof now. Now that plan's gone up in smoke, though not due to the fire. I'm 100% sure someone set a blaze to cover the theft." Harry looks across anyone with like an inquisitive glance to see if any of you have questions. Hero, you're not sure who Harry the Shrimp is. 7D and 7D and Heron. Harry the Shrimp is a legendary grifter. She's so legendary that no one knows what heists and con jobs she actually pulled off. Name any famous non-violent crime in the past two decades, and at least one person in the know will insist Harry was involved. As you say about Continental Brand, she raises her eyebrows. She says, "You might be more on the nail than you know. What's your name?" She nods.
That's not our name.
She says, it's good to have branding in our world. Like I say, the shrimp, self-explanatory. As a sidebar, it's really fucking not to me, but I've got. I think that's meant to be ironic.
I have no clue.
No. Any other questions?
Yeah, it's because you're so short, right?
She smiles. She says, "Well, I didn't think I was that short, but thanks for the new complex."
That's where the ding comes from, right?
Oh, I'm getting to that. I just wanted to see how inquisitive the professionals were that have been put in front of me. We're going for a heist.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, does this have anything to do with, like, what you do? Like, do you think this is, like, revenge for a job you pulled?
I wouldn't think so. I'm pretty quiet about my collection. But someone wants me to think that it was burned in the fire. I found melted glass in my storeroom, and it felt a bit of a cover for theft. I'm an observant bird. I took the inventory of the melted glass and compared it to the inventory stored on my agent. One, there wasn't enough of it, and some of it was blue. And no good alcohol is blue or stored in anything blue. Anything else?
Well,
Okay.
like, I mean, you're So you're quiet about your collection, but not quiet enough to have it not be stolen. Like, who knew that you had this?
A fair few people. When you're in my line of work, you've got to always be open to opportunity. And whilst it is a collection that I'd be willing to part with, and which points towards where Marianne has walked. Marianne has been putting together like a little bit of lunch just out back. As I was selling it to Marianne comes out. She's been putting together a little bit of lunch whilst listening in. She's made scop dogs and is pouring out more glasses of chilled Erstas lemonade. As she sets the dogs down on the table, she looks really pleased with herself, pushing one in front of all of you. She points a little treat on top of these little treats. Those right there are real dehydrated onion flakes. She smiles at the group at you guys as she says it was a welcome gift from our new neighbours, the Pierces. You helped them out? Harry's already 3 chews into her dog as she thanks Marianne and continues. She says, I tried to keep myself now that I'm out of the game, Harry says. She conveniently leaves out what she's actually retired from doing. But burning my place down to steal my liquor is the kind of thing a girl comes out of retirement for, right? So how would you cuties like to aid me in pulling off a heist and help the Forlorn Hope in the process?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
She smiles. A good snoop of my place didn't tell me anything more than about who burned it down. So I took a different route, looked into who might want to heist my collection, and spotted a likely culprit. In the old days, I would have handled this personally, but I can't in the here and now. When I retired, there was a gentle person's agreement that I'd only ever do consulting gigs. If I put my toes back into things directly, it could be seen as a declaration of war in some quarters. You understand, I'm sure. Harry pulls documents out of her bag, all printed on thin plastic sheets. Glossy, large format photos taken from a distance via a zoom lens. Right on top is a picture of a ruthlessly well-dressed woman. Give me 1 second. Those on the roll 20. A ruthlessly well-dressed woman. If I press this and delete this, you guys should be able to see a picture that she slams down. Yeah? No? Oh, bollocks. Oh, okay, this is why. That was a real good reveal. You all missed it. Hold on, let's see if I do this. Does it work? There we go. We'll just rack it back. And then if I press this and delete this, she slams down a picture. Right on top is a picture of a ruthlessly well-dressed woman with a shining blue-black tech hair and jade-green cyber eyes. Her bronze-tinted skin shimmers with a distinct light-blending glow associated with the most expensive chem skin, nano-glitter implants. In the photograph, she's looking up and speaking to someone just out of frame. This is Julia Jules Lung. She's a rising star in Continental Brands food chain and has been promoted to Chief Operations Officer for a new investment vehicle. The next photo comes down right next to the first. Weirdly, the picture has the photo of Jules over the photo of this person, but okay, that's me being pedantic. The next photo comes down right next to the first one. It continues the first, revealing the person next to Jules. He's tall and broad-shouldered, with tousled black shoulder-length hair, wearing his expensive sport coat and dress shirt as if he wishes they were tack gear instead. This Bruno is Lung's bodyguard. Street name Anvil. His birth name, Anver Carson. Continental Brands hired him away from a Canadian Marine Commando regiment. Harry puts a third photograph down. Third photograph down. This one was taken in a separate space from the first two and shows a harried young-looking woman holding a trio of cough pop cups in a hurried young-looking woman in a plastic tray. Her chem skin is designed to look like an old Ming vase with dark blue EMP lines over porcelain white. And she looks like a walking anachronism in her business attire, a walking anachronism in her business attire. Maria Maldonado, Lung's personal assistant. She was a hard one to investigate, and I still don't have most of the dossier assembled on her, which means she's probably a covert ops in disguise. Harry slaps a large printout of a digital business card onto the table. Continental Brands put Lung in charge of a new investment vehicle, a liquor bank called the Devil's Cut. Since the collapse of the 1990s, the number of vineyards and distilleries worldwide has shrunk to an all-time low. Real booze is rare. Chemically blended intoxicants have taken over the market. This means vintage bottles of the good stuff are worth a lot of money. Hunting down the right liquors to invest in takes work and specialist knowledge, and storing them makes you a target. So, why not saddle up to a liquor bank and pay for them to acquire the best bottles and store them safe on your behalf? And that's what the Devil's Cut is, a booze bank. Harry finally comes up for air again as she looks across you for anyone with any questions.
Yeah.
she like raises a singular eyebrow as she looks at Marianne. Marianne like widens her eyes.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot here. Okay. And yeah, I've been accused of getting my head below water or something like that. I can't remember what was said about. But yeah, there's a lot here. Okay, so let me summarize this. So, business, gatekeep, boss bitch. Like she's like, yeah, she's in charge. She's in charge of this booze bank thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. And
Julie Long.
she's Julie Long. Okay. And this guy is her bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
and
Anvil.
Anvil. Okay. Julie Long, Anvil, and then Dace girl here is her assistant.
Mira or Myra.
Myra.
Not much. I don't really know much about her. I know her name, but I've known enough corpos in my day to know what a covert op looks like. Generally,
Right.
they work in threes, like hyenas.
Okay. And
very
you're
covert.
pretty sure that that she stole your booze, right?
As close to 100% as anyone can be these days. She didn't make me an offer. Everyone knows I collect for pleasure and not money, but I know she's been acquiring and her career's on the line. If the Devil's Cut fails, she'll wind up managing a factory right there. And her bodyguard's past training gives her the means. So, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how are we going to get to them?
Well, here's the important part. Motherfucker. Give me a second. Not only do I want my booze back, but she stole from me. She destroyed my home. So, I want her humiliated during the biggest night of her career. And I want it done right, which is why I asked Marianne to get a group of professionals. Marianne just smiles, eating a Scott dog. A smash and grab isn't enough. Her bosses could forgive a random act of violence. We need to make it clear to her higher-ups that she's incompetent, which means a heist pulled off during her big opening night gala. That just so happens to be in 3 days' time. The specific of this heist, I had planned, and still do, to leave up to you, but I can offer the benefit of my experience and suggest a few ways I would have done it back in the day. Harry pulls out a tightly folded piece of paper with some sort of list written on it. She slides it over to Marianne as she continues her offer. I'll pay you each 1,000 eddies if you can pull this off. And on top of that, Marianne has said that she'll throw in 100 eddies per bottle that you bring back to us. Assuming that that list will suffice, of course. Harry looks smugly over to Marianne with a wry smile. Oh, indeed, darling, Marianne says, as she shows you all the lists. Give me a second. If I do this, and then press this, does that do something on your screens? Did something just like pop up on your screens on your Roll20?
No.
Okay, so then do me a favour and go into your journal, which is the third icon top right. And then in there, do you see the drinks list?
No.
Outstanding. How about now?
Yeah.
Yes, now I see it.
There's a button that says show to players. I click it. It doesn't show it to the players. The list is of 7 bottles. An original sealed and boxed bottle of Lagavulin 16, an aged single malt whiskey from the island of Isla. A Tatinakawa Junmai sake made with spirit water from Mount... Sprint water? Made with water from Mount Fuji. An old Rip Van Winkle 25-year-old Kentucky, boxed in a hand-engraved oak casing made before all of the Kentucky distilleries closed down. An aged Le Morton Calvados, which is an apple brandy, from the last bottling run before a mutated strain of fireblight wiped out the Normandy orchids. An extremely rare bottle of Swedish cloudberry liqueur. Cloudberries are now long extinct. A Middleton Ruby Anniversary single pot Irish whiskey, distilled with actual Liffey River water. And then a bottle of St. Zon tequila, not really rare in its own right, but as the brand is still going very strong. However, this one has Johnny Silverhand's autograph on it. Harry says, that's the list that we're looking for, of course. A bottle bank is going to have a lot of bottles. And I just so happen to find out where they're keeping them as well. Harry puts down a map in front of you of the upper marina. One of the locations is circled. The Devil's Cut is in a converted bistro in the upper marina between Graffiti X, an art gallery, and Night City Bubbles, a high-priced spa/escort service. Though it isn't open, the Liquors Bank garden patch is already up, which Harry shows you. Shows off images of an Art Nouveau-themed interior with faux marble floors, graceful bronze-tinted fixtures, and plush armchairs. And there we have it, as she taps on the agent. All the makings of a good old-fashioned high ski, right? You can sense the excitement as she starts to stretch back into her old ways. Now look, she holds her hands up. I don't want to take over it. Marianne said she had a crew of professionals, so I'm going to let you guys do what you have to do. But if you need some, let's say, consultancy, she air quotes, then I'm here to give you some thoughts. Back in the day, I used to have this down to a 3-step plan. Case the joint, perform the heist, and of course escape. 1, 2, 3. Harry's light-hearted tone snaps to a serious one. However, this is an important job. This is an important job for both Marianne and for me. So I'm going to want to hear your plan. And I'm going to want you to be able to answer me 3 questions. 1, how are you getting in? 2, how are you getting the goods? And 3, how are you getting out? She leans back in her chair.
I got an armored bike. I could crash in the joint and then drive away. When we take bottles.
A smash and grab would be good if it was only the bottles we were interested in. We're looking to send a message. And that message is you fuck with Harry the Shrimp, I'm gonna ruin your life. I think it's pretty catchy myself.
Oh yeah, yeah. You should put it out on T-shirts. Yeah. So, okay. Like, here's my thought. Like, if you want to embarrass her, like, yeah, prove that she's, you know, a corpo bitch stealing shit. Like, set her up with a fake collection somewhere, and have like proof that she's going around, you know, burning stuff and leaving blue glass around. I mean, that's just weird, right? That'd be embarrassing.
For who?
For
You
her.
think Continental Brands media machines are gonna get in front of that? The message I'm looking to send isn't one about changing the city or the world's ways. It's simply that if you fuck with me, I'm gonna ruin your life. It would be very easy for me to pay you this 1,000 eddies to just go and body this bitch, but to what end? There's no one about to tell the story.
Right.
I want her humiliated on the biggest day of her career. Imagine it. She like does the, you know, like when someone like in films when someone's describing like a film scene, they put their hands together, spread their fingers, and then like widen them out. That was almost like she's painting the picture in front of you. She opens the vault door after just selling hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of rare, antique alcohol, just to find that the real big 7 hitters in the collection, they're not there anymore. That's going to get you fired real quick. And I fucking hate Oklahoma. It's an auction. A seed bank, a booze bank, think of it like a seed bank. Why would you want to, you know, collect art, keep it in your, collect booze and keep it in your own establishment? These are investments. Yeah, it's an auction. She's looking. She was like, I was really with you there. Like I was tracking you. We were shoulder by shoulder, and then just right at the last minute, I looked and you were gone. She was like, why would she owe you? I mean, cool. You've put in a bid. We want the booze back. I'm not really interested in making money off of this. Again, it's a message. I want you to steal that booze back for me, but I want you to do it in a way that, well, it's a heist. The best kind of heist is when the big bad boss opens the vault door to gaze at his jewels and there's nothing but cobwebs. And they don't know who or what, but they know that...
Well, it's gonna be us, right? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be us.
Again, I was walking through that door, I was full of hope, optimism, and all other things you might want to list. Yeah, it feels like it might be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Here's how we're getting in. Like, yeah. Band, come on. Like, that's like the, you know, hello.
She nods. Oh, you play an instrument. Interestingly, I found
Yeah.
this. She shows you a advertisement on like a like corporate job board. Basically, this would be like approved service vendors that would tender for these operations. Jules has put out a job posting. She's holding auditions tomorrow. So sorry, I just want to give you guys a bit of clarity for this. The event is on the 4th day. we are at the top of the first. So you have all of today, all of the day after, and all of the day after that to plan, do whatever you need to do. And then on the fourth day is the heist. The auditions for the music is on the second day, so tomorrow. However, this is a high fancy event. They don't want anti-corporate punk rock here. It's not the vibe they're going for. It's probably more 1920s jazz, etc., etc. Now that doesn't mean you can't fake it and get there, but that is the intent that they're looking for. She says that's definitely one way in. I always started with a good old-fashioned pacing of the joint. See the comings and goings. Take a walk around, maybe see entrance, exits. You know, the surface stuff. You never know what you can find out by just standing and watching. There are 4 of you here. I mean, it doesn't really take 4 of you to do that, but she shrugs. She says, like I say, I'm just a consultant.
Yeah. Heron nods, says, I'll do the watching. I trust, like, looks at fucking Hero and 7D. I trust these guys to handle the social aspect of things more.
Oh, that's great because I get distracted like really easily.
As for the general plan, I like Kara's idea. Bidding up the auction as high as it'll go takes the attention off of, where we'll be operating.
She
yeah.
says, now you're cooking with gas. You need a distraction. They can't be looking in the vault whilst you're clearing it out. You know, you show them the left and you slap them with the right. That's what my dad always used to say.
Sounds like a lovely gentleman.
I used to sell eels. I'm from the estuary. It's a delicacy
I
around
couldn't
there.
tell.
I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna give you a little bit of out of character setup here because this isn't a normal gig. Not specifically, it's not normal to how we would generally go about playing this. This is a heist movie, right? And in any good heist movie, and probably all the bad ones as well, there is the montage scene whereby all of the preamble to the heist is done. Be that the reconnaissance, it's all of the scoping it out, you know, the casing of the joint, figuring all of the little bits out is done in a montage. So rather than us playing this out 3 seconds by 3 seconds, we're going to do it a bit more long form, where I'm going to be asking you, like, what does the next 10 minutes of your life look like? What does the next hour of your life look like? We can detail it to me, and then we're going to try and pick out the key roles that would happen from that and simulate it like that, rather than going beat by beat. Does that make sense? So we've got 3 days effectively that you have to do nothing, if that's what you want to do. The key things are, you need to answer the questions: how are you getting in, how are you getting the goods, and how are you getting out? They're the 3 things that Harry wants from you to kind of give you the sign off to go ahead and do this.
You think one of us can get a job there?
Yeah.
Was that a question to each other or to Harry?
Yeah, like to everyone, just in the room. Gear Shift would just say it out loud. Like, inside man is always good.
Yeah.
Out of character,
Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Muted, Sean.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm fucking having a full-blown conversation. Give me a hot second. I'm just taking a little look on. So I feel like Hero would probably note, like you noted there, you've got the end piece of the puzzle, but you're not really sure about how to get to those locations. Right now, you have a location of where it's being held, and you've got pictures of these people. I think Hero's idea of liaising with Heron is a good one. Hero also has their contact that they could try and hit up in the meantime to figure out whether they know anyone that could also get them inside. So it sounds to me like with day, like let's look at day one as a whole. Heron. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was also thinking about like while the stakeout is going on, like since Hero wants to like get in close with one of them, maybe we could like, you know, see if they're doing prep work, like Jules and her assistant, at the building beforehand, and maybe follow them and like see,
Okay, nice. So yeah, okay. So okay. So staking the place out, certainly. We have the known audition that is on the go. Harry's just kind of been looking quiet and saying, "Okay, if that's what you want to do with your first day, if you need anything, let me know. Within reason, I'm happy to extend you an expense account. Just give me a call, and don't take this personally, but none of you are really infusing me with bank robber heist vibes right now. So I just want a little bit. It's not a micromanagement. It's just a little bit of policy to sign it off. You go ahead and say to someone you're going to give them $5,000 and expect me to pay that. We're going to have a bit of an issue, but
Listen, I'm a combat cab driver. I'm just helping Marianne out, you know? So, like, by proxy, I gotta help you out. So here we are. Yeah.
she she kind of like raises her eyebrows in that you've got a point kind of face. She says, "Okay, well, you have my number, and like I say, look at me as some sort of consultant. If you've got questions, I've got answers, but I can't be doing all the work myself. You know, declaration of war and all that. The shrimp, you get it."
Yeah, 70's gonna nod. She doesn't get it. Like, declaration war.
Yeah. Shrimps. Yeah. Deadly stuff.
Totally.
Okay, so is everybody currently on day one looking to go and do some surveillance?
No.
Okay. So I know that Heron certainly is, and I think that Gear Shift is as well.
Yeah, mainly for the tailing aspect.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
But
Well,
he could also
all that-
help with the perception, you know.
All that you have right now is a start point.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's just park you two there. You're going to need to be there for around 8 hours. Give me a second. Is that correct? No, you're going to have to get there. It's going to take the entire day, right? You're going to need to see the entire thing. So it's
Alright.
pretty early in the morning right now, like 5
Gear
a.m.
shift is gonna buy us like food for the day. How much would that be?
What's your lifestyle?
It is good pre-pack actually.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it.
All right. Yeah, we get stakeout food like hot
Yeah.
sandwiches and coffee and shit. You know.
Yeah, pizza, like a
Yep.
fucking-
Nice. So you two are going to be pitched up in the Highway Artemis or the Combat Cab?
Highway Artemis, absolutely.
Nice. And can you tell me what flavor of clothing you are wearing?
I'm wearing leisure wear. It's like a jumpsuit.
Nice.
Like a, yeah.
And how about you, Gish?
Gear shift is wearing a mix of bohemian and nomad leathers.
Okay. So just remember that I'm going to give you guys a -2 to the wardrobe and style check I need. However, I'm going to give you a +1, so it's actually only a -1 for the Highway Artemis. You're going to an upscale neighborhood, and I'll show you the reasoning why. So let's just pause you guys there. Hero, first day's kind of plan. You're obviously going to be taking information back as you see it or as you hear it from the surveillance, but it's like I say, it's going to take pretty much all day. They have to surveil the environment to see what's going on, and then I think after that the plan is to tail people. Mm-hmm. So roll me, first of all, it's going to be a streetwise check to use your contact. Okay. So you don't know anyone in Continental directly. Contacting out of your using your contact, finding an individual in Night City can be a bit like finding a needle in a haystack. They, with the 13, the advice they give you is super generic in terms of like, and it's more down the line of like forging passes that make it that say like Continental brands, using their garden patch page to find out more information, etc., etc. There's nothing much. They say one thing they will say with a 13. Do you detail anything about the event itself, or are you just more? Are you vague with it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So they would tell you that events like that almost certainly are handed out to other corporates and the glitterati of Night City. So it wouldn't be a surprise to the individual if someone from Segatori would be in attendance. However, he or they don't know anyone specific. Nice. As you're detailing this, Harry says that when she was running cons, and she air quotes again, the city inspection was always a good one, especially with new corporate ventures. Whilst the city is pretty behind in its infrastructure like that, they still exist, generally showing up for the bribes more than anything else. I tell you what you could do. You could roll me a library search. Yeah, nice. That's 2, yeah. Nice. So, as you're kind of looking over the page for the Devil's Cut, looking at like perusing ways to get in, press is generally dealt with on an invite basis. So, like you would need to be in front of the invite, also showing up. Does that make sense? One thing that does stand out to you, however, according to the Booze Bank's garden patch, the building was once a bistro, and it has been remodeled by an architect named Morris Jenkins. When you follow that line, you note that that architect is like I'll use the word celebrity, but I don't mean it like that. Like one of the showcase architects for Zarafa construction. As you detail this to Harry, Harry notes that Zarafa is like a tough nut to crack, getting into their head offices, etc., etc. But there are loads of pictures of Jenkins, and they're almost certainly going to be more accessible. Maybe that will get you blueprints. Sorry, that's one thing I should have said. In terms of the no, by pressuring Morris Jenkins themselves. Zarafa hold an office over in, I think it's the Zarafa is over in West Hayward, isn't it? It's in the industrial zone. You've got many pictures of him. Wouldn't be too hard. She kind of looks at. Bear in mind, like I've just realised, it's meant to be like 4 a.m. I think. He wouldn't be showing up to work until 8, so you could catch him on the way in, see what he does. Another little stakeout as a person there, if you're interested in the blueprints. The thing is with that is Harry would say that the vault that this thing holds, the product that it holds, is sizably valuable. You're effectively breaking into a bank. I wouldn't want to break into a bank without knowing. Which reminds me, anyone a Netrunner? When as no one kind of like puts their hands up, she does the sheesh face, you know. Like, yeah. I also wouldn't want to rob a bank without a Netrunner. Go ahead.
Maybe we should hire one.
She nods. She says, I'll be honest with you. I was expecting there to be 5 of you. Generally the crew that we run, you know, like the young man here said, you have the face, you have the Netrunner, you have the tech, you have the wheels, and then you've got the wild card. There's often also, you know, solos, etc. But she says, I mean, I'm sure either I could put a feeler out, but I'm happy to pay them if you think it would be valuable. Give me a second.
Yeah. Do you think today would be valuable?
I'm going to be very honest with you right now because we're all part of a team, and it's really, really important that communication is transparent, so we all know where we stand. She shrugs. She says, and you know, point in case, right there. I was transparent with my intent. You were transparent with your emotions. I don't want to hurt you. I'll just. She kind of like zips her mouth, unzips it. Consultant zips it again. She starts looking for her agent or for a Netrunner. Someone remind me of the MOOC book, Danger Girl.
The dossier?
Yeah, that's it. I've got it up here. So, at this point, let's just call a bio. It gives people a little bit of time to settle in, because I can feel the like, it's so big. I get it. It's so big. It gives me tools. I'm going to be very honest here. It gives me tools in the sidebars that say, like, don't let, if the crew are planning too much, do this. If the crew aren't planning too little, do that. It is very much set for fledgling GMs and fledgling players. This is meant to be this can be your first entrance into Cyberpunk. That's not who we are. That's not what we are. So I'm gonna let you sit in the heat for as long as it takes. I do not expect this gig to come to the gig. Definitely not this session. Definitely not this session. I want to know what the plan is so that I can give you the gig properly. So don't feel like we're wasting time in conversing about possible plans. I'm here to kind of like take off of the table all of the things that are like not going to work, if that makes sense. So let's take 5. Actually, hold on. This is a legit thing. I'm happy to say that an NPC netrunner is in place because I feel like it is really important. It's an important part of the puzzle that's just totally missing if we don't have a netrunner.
Yeah.
With there not being 5 people and that 1,000 eddies being paid, I'm also happy to like have them paid out, not out of your guys' pocket. What I'm not happy to do is play the NPC, right? So I can't, because I know all of the tools and know all of the stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a quick minute looking over the Danger Girl dossier and pick out a netrunner that suits the setup, if I can find one. And then you guys, one of you is going to take over the netrunner. I need it to be one of you. I don't want it shared.
Maybe Rio, because I know Rio, you were like, struggling thinking of what to do as a solo during a heist. So maybe playing the netrunner would be, you know what I mean? Might be fun.
I'm happy for you guys to decide. Also, if anyone in this specific gig series, I know I'm not normally this, but if I throw out a check or I throw something like this out, and you think you can help me by going, this, like feel free to be a bit more liberal with the way you suggest maybe potential other roles, because this comes down, especially in this montage session, this comes down to you convincing me of the thing. This setup that Artel have provided is very different to their normal setup. So they give me the structure, they give me the walls, and it's down to us to fill in the gaps of how we get to these key points.
Gotcha.
So yeah, let's take a minute. Have a look over Danger Girl. The one we're not going to use is the clown dude with all of the fucking walking spider drones, because they're far too strong of a netrunner. Ideally, we're looking for a netrunner 4. I'll be right back though. So give me 5.
Cool. From what you were saying, I would be cool with playing the netrunner if nobody else wants to.
Yeah, no, because I'm probably going to try and get a job. So my hands will be full.
Yeah,
And, Heron's definitely just on standby if shit's going down and making perception checks, I imagine.
yeah, like fucking apply if a fight breaks out. Just has like a heavy SMG, an SMG like tucked away somewhere.
Did they not give you any, like, social skills or anything like that?
No, I wanted to take acting, so I could like, I don't know, but no.
Word, okay.
I guess I could have probably invested in a persuasion, because that's like a bolted skill.
But you're cool.
7.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I took interrogation as like my only social skill, because I thought it might be useful.
I mean, low key, that could be useful. I mean, depending on who you run into, you know what I mean?
I have a base 13. I can grab one of the workers, like fucking.
Exactly.
What's the key to the bank? Throw him into a wall. fighting through his Max and Travis's campaign as a rank 2 that
Yeah, you're ready. You're fine.
I'm ready. As forged in fire.
just don't get trapped by Venom this time.
No, no. Well, it's an NPC. I can get them killed. Who cares? In fact, that might be better for us, because then, you know, Shrimp, which is self-explanatory, of course, won't have to pay the NPC.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Yeah, this NPC just decides to be really suicidal. No, I can handle it. Anything for the job.
Strong enough to have it all. Too weak to take it. I can't wait to get on the high-speed chase with this Highway Master Artemis. This thing is so cool.
Yeah. I want to sit on the back of it and kill people with an assault rifle.
Yep. While we go in super speed. In turbo mode.
You need a set of enhanced interface plugs on that thing.
Oh yeah, I want to save up for those. That would be nice. There's not really much I want to get, you know, like campaigns, just fun with the bare minimum. I'm not gonna lie though, that last combat though was like, yeah, I need to upgrade my kit just a little bit. You know?
God, yeah. Sorry I wasn't there. Ah.
Oh no, you're good, dude. And the one before that too, when we were, you know, the hostage situation, that one was crazy.
Dude, the fucking 6.5 × 4 auto fire at the very start. Ow.
Yeah.
We need to get Shrimp to get us, like, loner high fashion or business wear.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to look the part. I'm hoping they give me like a corny valet uniform. Like the little bow tie and the red vest. I need that.
Little fez hat.
Yep.
Taj just, sorry, I'm still away from my PC, but Taj just informed me that there is a character in Danger Girl dossier. Do you have those books? Does everyone have access to those things? If not,
Yeah.
I'll pull up the.
I
Can you
do.
get me this book for Serial Killer under the Team Monster? Because Chad's saying it's Matthew Lillard's character from Hackers.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
I thought I had the book because I thought we were part of the playtest, but I don't. So I must not have been. I'm like just looking through my books here. I've got the other ones we were part of, but not that one.
He pulls up on the skate feet. Yeah, man. Where's the net arcs?
I'm going to need you to say hack the planet at any time you roll like an 8, 9, or 10.
I've never seen this movie. Does somebody else want to play this guy?
there's going to be a distinct age gap in the knowledge of this movie or not. That movie played such a huge part of my view on the world. It was crazy. It's not really. It's a great cult movie, but it's not really that good of a movie. But what was the name of the virus in it, Chad? Because the guy who played the bad guy, I'm really bad with actors' names, but the guy who played the bad guy was in loads of movies around that same time, always playing the bad guy. He was the bad guy in one of the Bad Boys as well. I think it was the Da Vinci virus. I'm almost certain it was the Da Vinci virus because I've got this picture of a scene where he stood like a silhouette to the Da Vinci. I'm not going to go down that. Right, sorry, just give me 5. I'm trying to find my fucking Vengegirl dossier thing on my PC. Oh, fucking hell, I found it. It even looks like him.
Yeah.
I totally did not catch that on the read through of that. That's a real cool, geeky little head nod to. I suppose it's not that obscure of a reference if you're my age. We got any out of character questions as of yet?
No.
Like nothing appropriate now.
And let me have a look at what those streetwise are. Alright, so give me 2 minutes, I'll go back upstairs now we've found the thing.
If I remember correctly in the film, he always had like a lollipop in his mouth as well, like a boiled lollipop. That's such a good film. I'm gonna have to watch that again. Angelina Jolie in it as well, for those who haven't seen it, with dreadlocks. Very cool. Okay, so let's establish this staking out of the environment. Give me 1 second as I bring up my Miro board. So the neighborhood that the Devil's Cut in is an upscale neighborhood. As you pull up, you guys instantly kind of stand out and instantly spot NCPD patrols. Like one's just going past as you're staking the joint out. A little while later, maybe an hour later, another cruiser kind of like slow rolls past you, very much like looking at you, guys. Like they slow roll down, wind the window down, check out through the glass who's in the environment. I don't think the glass is not see-through. It doesn't say it's not on there artless, right? It's just bulletproof when it's up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you pass your streetwise checks. What I need is, and this is representative of the entire time that you are there, it's a bit, I'll be honest here, it's a bit of a strange one, because it says it only takes 8 hours, but you get 14 hours of information. So I'm going to make the executive decision and say it takes 14 hours, because it doesn't make sense that it would take less. But I need either a bureaucracy check or a tactics check. I will allow you guys to inherently take the +1 from taking time. I will allow both of you independently to roll perception check as a complementary to the role of either bureaucracy or tactics. So you're going to be rolling as a flat +1 just because you're there. And then you can roll your perception as a complementary. Alternatively, one of you can complement the other, but as always, no numbers, just roleplay.
Yeah, I'll make a tactics check because I actually have a couple points in that.
Nice. And are you gonna roll your own complementary? Your own complementary?
I
for your
will.
tips? Yeah, go for it. So hit me with the perception check. Easy, nice. So you can take +1 to your checks. That's a tactics with a +2.
Okay. And this is gonna be the most pivotal thing I do this game. I think I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put 5 points of luck on this. $21.
Nice. Okay. So you guys sit and watch. Now, just for your guys' sake, I'm going to post the readout, but I'm also going to read the readout. So there are 2 shifts of guards, day and night. They switch at 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Mira Maldonado arrives precisely at 6 a.m. and leaves at 8 p.m., always via taxi. Jules Lung and a bodyguard, Anvil, arrive via ground car driven by Anvil somewhere between 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. and leave somewhere between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. There are 2... No, that is the same information posted twice. You dickhead. Give me a second. So that isn't needed. So everyone can see that, right, in Dice 1?
Yep.
Jules Long and her bodyguard arrive via ground car. The bodyguard is driving the ground car somewhere between 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. and leave somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. Mira, yes, exactly that. Mira arrives at 6 a.m. and leaves at 8 p.m. and does so always via a taxi. What I'm happy to do here as well is that you've only got one car, so you can only tail one person out of the spot. I'm happy to let you tail someone as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a good point, June. I'll stay in the area. Maybe turn my radio on. She might have a consistent one, though. I gotta check. I'll ask around.
Nice.
And
So-
he'll make sure to funnel the information to Hero, and he'll ask, "You want me to follow Anvil and Jules, right?"
Oh, with that perception check as well, Heron, I'll say that you spot the name of the security firm on like a lanyard of someone. Like, again, we're in montage territory, right? So it's not all sat in the car. Maybe you're on a payphone nearby, eating a sandwich and listening in behind a fake mustache. So you know the name of the security firm, and also you know that it's Continental Brands that are providing the catering for the evening, because you see delivery and not full-blown chefs, but people who are clearly working kitchens coming in and taking delivery of product for the event on the evening. Okay. And you were going to follow Jules and Anvil.
So this is the first day that we're on.
Yeah. You could plausibly come back tomorrow and follow
Yeah.
the other one. That's totally fine.
That's yeah. What my thinking is, like, today I could follow Jules and Anvil and then act as a combat cab driver tomorrow for Mira.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah.
100%. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys.
I got tons of ideas. Well, because he's an artist, right? I'm an artist. You know, artist to artist, we're gonna be talking about like all the projects that he's been on, right? And like, I have to like actually see him, hear him, and like talk to him for a little bit to see what my angle is. But no, he's an artist. I'm an artist. We can talk to each other. I mean, what is an architect but like a rocker boy with like buildings, right? Yeah, I like this. It's like it's cute with like how we meet. It's like a meet cute. No, that's dumb. No, it's great.
Okay. So, just so I'm in there, making sure I'm on the right page. You guys want to go to Zarafa because we've said it's early. You want to kind of like instigate a scenario in which 7D bumps into Jenkins on his way to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to social it out from there. Totally fine. Okay. Where, like, in the start of the third act, he realizes it was all a ploy, and then it's
but then 70 then
he's
realizes
really
that
not
yeah.
with it.
Yeah. Like I can see this working.
And
you
things
know?
I hated of you, I think, is the film. I could be wrong. Okay, totally fine. I need a perception check to catch him on his way into work. If you're both going together, you can both do that. Yeah?
Told you she gets distracted easily. Okay. Perception.
Nice. Yeah, so you're able to spot him. He actually gets off at the closest bus station to the entrance of the Zarafa complex. You spot him get off the bus. This guy, in my mind, is your traditional. He looks more of a stereotypical nerdy accountant than he does a celebrity architect. He has his briefcase underarm. He's not actually like holding the briefcase by the handle. He's got it like tucked up against his arm. Yeah. A1 bits of favorite. He's got a mechanical pencil case. Roll me an acting check. And your play is to like be walking down the other way of the street, bump into him, spill some coffee on him, see where it goes, make that instigation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit me. Totally fine. Hit me with an acting check. Roll me a wardrobe and staff. A 15. Ooh. And then roll me a persuasion check. And just give me again, we're in montage territory, so like in my mind, what's happened so far is you have basically thrown a cup of coffee on this dude. He has looked up, and you're nice, but you're not like fucking. You're a 7 out of 10, at the minute. As he looks up, he hasn't instantly just fallen in love with you, and then hit me with the persuasion check.
Mm-hmm. Okay, persuasion.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a. No matter what you say, you're just like, no, you just threw coffee over me. I have a big meeting today. Oh, he's like looking around, like wipes it down. Roll me a perception check. Yeah. You notice very little about this guy as he is cursing you as he's just walking off into the office. I've got to get a fucking car. Fuck. The fucking buses.
But.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know where he works. Do you stay?
Yeah, I think. Well, she does have to like make some calls.
Okay. Yeah. No. Plan B is like, no, I'm going to like be here and I'm going to I'm going to be like apologizing for throwing coffee on him, right? And then be like, listen, I was kind of hard on my luck because, me being an artist, I'm starving. So like, and then start like that angle, right? And so I was like looking for a
hold on,
gift,
I forgot
right?
you're a rocker boy. I'm going to give you a D10. Yeah, the dice tells their own story. He does not give a fuck about you. He's not a big fan of 7D and her nomadic nomadic rockaboyism. So your intent is to stay and kind of case this joint effectively, right?
Well, no, but she has to make some calls too. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what calls are they going to be? Are they pertinent to the story?
Yes. First off, she needs to get business wear or high fashion to look like a jazz musician, and she needs to find other jazz musicians. She's got that one guy that was at that Turkish club, right?
Yeah, the tea guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the shisha. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and like the guitar. I mean, that's pretty jazzy, right?
Roll me a charismatic impact check. There we go. Yeah, you're a rocker boy. You know drummers, you know guitarists, pianists, or like you know jazz musicians. You're able to call them up and call in a favor to be able to get them to come and run a gig with you. This is helped by the fact that Harry the Shrimp, who, again, off screen, I'm assuming, unless you tell me otherwise, they're in constant understanding of what is going on, would be willing to front them the couple of hundred eddies each for the gig, assuming that they get it. They have to audition. Harry would also be willing to rent you a high fashion outfit. So tick on both of those. Yes. As in, like, you would hire a tuxedo.
Okay.
He's happy to hire you something of high fashion / business wear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen. The shrimp, I only got 80 eddies, so, like, if this, you can take it out of my cut later, I guess?
No.
But Arcane's not this fix like...
Yeah, this is, you're right. You need to look the part, and with all due respect, you don't strike me as a jazz musician off the bat. And I don't think you're going to fit in looking the way you look. So I'm happy to hire. I've got a guy. It's not going to be Terrell and Chan. I'm just managing expectations here. Back home, we call him a whistle and flute. A suit.
Yeah.
I'm from the
Nursery
estuary.
rhymes. Cool. Oh, yeah. And you're a shrimp. Yeah. Dangerous, dangerous shrimp.
With a P, right?
Yeah.
Shrimp. No, okay. I thought you were saying shrink.
No. You're very tall.
I thought I was short. Anyway, yeah, I've got to sort this suit out. They hang up. So, any other phone calls?
I think that's it. As long as she's got a band and she's got
You
wardrobe.
are set up for. You've made application to the audition. Yeah. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I need a streetwise check from someone to apply to this audition. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be 7D.
Yeah. No, she went. I think. I mean, she's pretty streetwise. So, like the only kind of wisdom she had. So. Motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't get a response. You don't even get the automated reply response to your submission.
Yeah. Hero? Can you be, my manager?
This is Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hero, you are, as a result of you being a fixer, the DB is actually easier to represent your contacts. You know, your phone book is your most important fucking weapon. You are able to get yourself get an invite. It costs you a little bit, right? You have to grease some palms. However, Harry is willing to front that money for the bribes that you need. The audition is tomorrow, and you are told the detailing of the situation arrive. You'll be given 20 minutes to set up, and you will be the director in charge will be judging your band, and then you'll be given 10 minutes to pack up and leave. You're expected to bring your own tech team, i.e. sound man, etc., or sound person, etc., etc. So you have the helpers, quote unquote, that can get in. So that's tomorrow. Totally fine. Hero, you said you are. Yeah. His name is Morris Jenkins. The Breacher. Is Heron playing a serial killer?
I've never seen this movie, so I can't play him. I can't play Matthew Lillard.
You don't need to play Matthew. You can play whoever. Literally, say hack the planet and be a punk, and you're 90% of the way there.
Yeah, okay. Fucking, yeah, Serial's like, oh, hell yeah, Jim, fuck the corpos. I got you, man. Yeah, how'd you know that's my famous catchphrase? My rep 3 is really getting around the place, huh?
Has he got a rep for it? There you go.
Yeah.
He also says things like this. Which is counter to being the sellouts. You know, there's going to be a real roleplay rub there later on in the montage. There's a real head-to-head with Hero and Serial Killer, as he refuses to be called the sellouts. Okay, so your plan is to now go bully the architect. You did. Yeah, you've got. Yeah. Okay. So that the agent can be breached. I understand. Yes, that was what I was missing. Okay. Okay. So you head on back over. I need perception checks to catch him on his way out for lunch. And 70, you can do this as well. I'm not sure whether this has been detailed to you as happening. And obviously, Heron, you can roll for serial killer. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that 70 would be there watching this because she thinks it's kind of funny, but she's not going to get involved.
Nice. So Heron, serial killer, spots him instantly. And you guys
pats like fucking Hero on the shoulder, points at him. Oh shit, there's the freak.
Both of you can roll me cool checks, 1d10 under your call. Yeah, so you, in my mind, you guys are like smoking cigarettes on like a fucking hip pipe wall that you're sitting on, like fucking feet dangling, fucking serial killer spots, points, let's go. You both like jump forward and like fucking instantly like stumble onto your knees, like catching big grazes on your knees as you fucking like skate over. No one sees, but you both know it happened, and like in 20 years' time, should you still be alive, you're just going to be laying in bed at night and just get hit with that thought of like how fucking embarrassing it was. You guys are going to skate over and start skating around him. Roll me face down checks, please. Yeah. Heron, maybe serial killer isn't being as aggressive because they are having to use their breacher, which they will say they have. Do they have one in the book? Because that'd be cool if they did. If not, fucking
No, he doesn't.
fine. Harry would have. Oh, did it? Was it pre? Okay. So Harry would be the breacher. You all know what the breacher is, right? It's the agent that allows you to effectively like hack. It's quick hacking, effectively for agents. I
imagine it's a really intensive process. He's just like looking down at it the whole time, and then eventually like looks up to be like, "Yeah, that's right, asshole."
Give me a second because it is actually in. So, ooh, fucking hell. I need an electronic security check, and it is a DV21.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does he have a crunch whistle, which lets him add his interface right to it?
Are you asking if Matthew Lilliard has a crunch whistle?
Yeah. It basically lets you add your interface rank to the electronic security
Yeah,
check.
yes, they do. Otherwise, what's the point in them being a network? How much are them? Oh, 100 eddies, yeah. Nice, that's cheap. And if they didn't, they'd get one bought for them. Yeah, that's the bad guy.
Alright. God damn it! 21 exactly.
Oh, no. I've spoke shit. He has a standard quality agent, and that makes the DV a 17.
Oh shit.
So you are indeed able to get this guy to break this guy's agent. Both of you roll me athletics checks as activating a basic function. Oh no, activating a core function takes a minute. So this guy starts to like run away as he, but he's dizzy, so he's like veering to the left. You guys have to skate after him. Yeah, really, all that matters here for the breaching is that the serial killer does it. But both of you are able to keep up to him, hurling insults
in front of him, like fucking tips a trash can in front of him.
He's got fucking like papers, like synth paper, obviously, like just fucking waking out of his briefcase. At one point, the whole briefcase opens up and it just fucking scatters all onto the floor. Hero dies a little bit inside, as like a couple of Elflines cards drop out, and you realise that it's one of your own. But either way, in this montage, for the cost of 6 eggs, you are able to get the layout and the blueprints of the Devil's Cup. Back onto the Roll20. I am going to show you some things. You might want to zoom out. If I do this and do that, can you all see that? Scroll down.
Yep.
And then if I click this and do this, can you all see that? And then if I click this and do this, you can see that too, right? Okay, so let me explain what you're looking at here. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the white detailing is obviously the blueprint detailing of what the rooms are, etc., etc. You also have access to the net architecture, the main net architecture that is installed across the first 2 floors, so street +1. There is a basement floor where the vault is held. There is nothing in any kind of security notations in that. Things that serial killer notes, again, you skate off, feeling real proud of yourself. The things that would stand out here is that there are access points that are detailed in this net architecture, which means that it is unlikely, if not like really, really improbable, that you will be able to access the net architecture from any other point. So anything linked into the net architecture can be linked into the net architecture whilst it does not have to be an access point, i.e. not every camera is a node that you can jack into, right? Exactly that, right? So there's one in the cigar lounge. Actually, let's start with the basics. There's one in the main lounge, which is above the what I'm assuming is the bar area by the looks of it in the top left. There's one in the cigar lounge in the kitchen, in number 3. Second floor, that square in the middle is what I imagine to be, well, it's a void. So it's a double height ceiling, but there is a balcony that runs around the edge of it. With me? So if you were stood at where the number 6 is, you could look over the balcony down into the floor of number 1. Got me? So that makes number 5 effectively what is a mezzanine floor, i.e. it covers the half of this. I don't know why I'm not clicking. So number 5, this area here covers this, but you could stand here and look down into this, right? Same for all these corners. We have an access point here. We have an access point, let's go again. Access point here, top left, in the kitchen, just outside the cigar lounge. The reason that is a dotted line, I think, it doesn't give me this, but I think it's a glass box. And I imagine it's a cigar lounge because they have these in Southeast Asia where you can't smoke inside. So the solution is to make another inside that is just like constantly vented. So you're basically sat inside a box that has like a suction on it and pumps all the smoke outside. I imagine that's what that is. It's also under a glass roof. So there is a glass roof that sits above number 5. So if you were on the roof, you would look in. With me? There is in the office, there is an electric floor and an access point. Other things you know. This elevator runs here. This elevator runs down into the vault and the basement. This stair set here correlates to this stair set here. Okay? Any questions on those blueprints as we stand?
I think the access point on the ground floor, that bar area that you said, I think that's. Are you sure that's not the stage and the bar isn't on the south side?
Dude, you're totally right. It must be a stage area. And the reason it must be a stage area is because it's, you're right.
Yeah, there's a bar, but it's on the south side.
Yeah, this is the bar area.
Yeah.
And this is the stage. You're totally correct, mate. Sorry. Okay. So we have the blueprints. This is representative of, I think, the first day. Unless I think Heroes probably have got a bit of. Well, actually, I suppose that was lunchtime. So the crew over on the left-hand side, Hero, 70, and Serial Killer, have more time should they need it in the afternoon if there's anything else they want to ask/do.
No.
Okay. Okay. So tomorrow's plan is 70 is going to the audition. Yeah?
Yeah. Hopefully.
We like someone's got to come with me. We have to have a crew. Yeah. You seem pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Now, Gear Shift at the end of day 1 is following. Who was you going to follow?
Jules and Anvil.
Jules and Anvil. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So earlier you said about getting the being the taxi for Mira tomorrow morning, right?
Yes, correct.
So that would be effectively start of day 2. You wouldn't be able to do that because you have no idea where she lives.
Oh yeah.
So you have an idea where she's coming to, but that doesn't mean you don't have time. I'm just laying out the bits of logic in front of you. If that changes who you follow tonight.
You know, I wanted to follow them anyway. My original plan was to follow to pick up Anvil when she's leaving tomorrow night. Because we probably have stuff to do tomorrow, and I have to be, the dude like driving everyone around.
Okay. So you're following Anvil and Jules home, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you roll me a drive land vehicle check.
I got you. $19.
Give me 1 second. Would you fucking believe it? Anvil can't drive. I'll have to put that in the outside
Wow.
Discord.
She should have a driver. I was like, he's a bodyguard, not a driver.
Yeah, I think they just missed that bit there. He doesn't have a drive. What is it called? Land. It is drive land vehicle. Isn't it?
Vehicle, base 10. Yeah. At the very least, he needs a base 10.
Or does it? No, he doesn't have a. I'll just detail that back to them. Okay. Yeah, he's driving. It is clearly the intent that he can. So he shall. I'm just not going to roll any checks on the backside to see whether he notices you, because he doesn't. You are going to follow them. Give me 1 second. You are going to follow them to a very high security Camden Court Connacht in Little Europe.
Oh, I know where that's at. Yeah.
He stops the car. She gets out. You notice that roll me a lip reading check. This will be for Heron and Gish.
Lip reading? Got you.
Let me know if either of you have enhanced audio. I don't think you do. Yeah.
No.
So you can't really make it out. Roll me a human perception check.
So funny.
Okay, you're watching two people have a conversation. There is a conversation that goes on. He like gets out, opens the door for her, and then he doesn't get back into his car until she goes into her apartment. Like, he watches her go into the big glass monolith, and he waits and like watches her like get in the elevator inside. As soon as she's like out of his sight effectively, he gets back into the car. Are you following him?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you follow him. He drives to a brain dance bar just near the university district. So that'd be south of Little Europe, called Wicked Pisa, where he parks his car, and he goes inside. Do you guys just sit and watch from the outside?
Nah, I'll go get a brain dance. Fuck it, I want to see what he's up to. See if there's anything incriminating.
Okay. So you're going to go inside. Heron, you going in too?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Nice. So it's a busy brain dance bar, booths for private hire, or kind of like more communal use areas where you're not in your own private room. He takes one of those. He doesn't go to a private room. He catches up a few drinks at the bar. I'm telling you this on the assumption that you are not interacting with him. Are you going to try?
Gearshift would look to her and he's like, "You want to try and squeeze him here? You think that'd be too preemptive?"
I mean, gives him 3 days to warn his boss.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We'll just keep an eye out. I'll
So you're just
probably, yeah, like grab some drinks. You know, I got good pre-pack, like fucking around. You know, just see if he's anything up to anything like suspicious.
Nefarious.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Something maybe
Yeah.
we could use to blackmail on him, but if not,
So roll me a. I'm not going to make you roll stealth checks here because it's busy. You're not like, it'd be really easy to just one day pick a random stranger and follow them for the day.
yeah.
You know, like they probably wouldn't fucking notice as long as you're not going up to them and trying to get close or anything like that. You would be pretty easy just to sit in the corner of a bar and watch, and there'd be no dramas. But I do want a human perception check from both of you, please. You can take your time on this because I think it's just like inherent in the role. He's here for about a couple of hours. Okay. He talks to a few strangers. Nothing stands out to you as weird. He catches up a brain dance. He sits in those communal areas, you know, so he's not watching like XBDs. This isn't an XBD place anyway. That's a lot more kind of like low key, off the market. This is fucking Skydive or I don't know. I think actually I'm going to give you a streetwise check.
Gotcha.
I'm going to give both of you a streetwise check because he goes into the BD. I imagine, you know, have you seen that Rick and Morty episode where they go to an arcade? It's one of the fucking Rick and Morty episodes I've seen fully, but they go to an arcade and one of them goes in this like video game where they live an entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't pick up anything of note with those roles as to what he is doing or anything. He has his brain dance. He's jovial. He's gregarious with his drinks. But around 2 hours later, he leaves. Are you going to follow him?
Sure. Why not? We'll end the day. See what his whole day looks like.
Yeah. So you follow him. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a where. So I'm going to put it in Upper Marina. I'm going to put it in Little Europe, actually. He goes to his vertical neighborhood, but it is a Continental Brands vertical neighborhood. So it's like branded on the outside as Continental Brands. You guys don't feel like you're getting in here without good fucking reason. And even then, you know, we're in a good part of town where we know police are. We're trying to get into it. Like, that seems to be like a closed door to you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So, you know, after gathering the information, he just, you know, ditched it over to the rest of the crew, you know, via text. And be like, yeah, you know, Hero, if you want to get close to one of the people, maybe you could catch him at that BD spot tomorrow. And I think, do you want to do anything else, Heron?
No, I don't think there's anything left to do. Unless,
Right.
well,
Oh, sorry, excuse me. It does. I take that back. Continental. It's not in Anvils. It's in Mira's description. The Neocorps HQ, vertical neighborhood near the Neocorps HQ in Little Europe. So it is in Little Europe. We were right.
nice.
I'll allow you a bureaucracy check or business check to put 2 and 2 together to make it that if he lives here, it is probably
Yeah, where Mira
she
lives.
lives.
Yeah.
Just because I know you had the idea anyway previously, which is why I'm laying it in front of you rather than
Gotcha.
making you work for it.
You said bureaucracy or business?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are both the same thing. You know what? I'll put luck on this because I feel like no, I'm gonna pick her up tomorrow anyway. I'm just gonna roll it. I don't care. 6, 11.
Yeah. So it was a 13, and neither of you were able to put it together in character. So let's do a little recap of the day and the things we found out, so that it just keeps us in the knowledge. We have the gig, right? We know what we're trying to do. The important thing is heist the bottles. We have the list, and embarrass the individual who is being like touted as the person who done this. We know those people. We found out a little bit more about their days. We found out a lot about the shift patterns of the actual event itself for the security. We got the name of the security firm who is providing the security, and we also know that it's Continental Brands that are providing the hospitality, the catering. We've seen both security guards and catering leave and enter the building, and we know the building. We followed Anvil back, so we know what Anvil does with his evenings generally, right? We also got the blueprints for the environment that detail everything but the net arc and the details about the vault itself. We know nothing about the vault itself right now. What am I missing anything? I feel like there was something else.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
No. So that's what we've gleaned from the first day. I'm going to leave you to fill in the gaps of the things we don't know. Harry, the only thing Harry's going to say is the one thing that really we could use with knowing is the state of play of events. You know, we right now don't know how we're getting in, other than potentially using a door. You know, we also don't know what the gala's what's the word I'm looking for? Like at fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon, this is going to happen. At 3 in the afternoon, this is going to plan, but there's a proper word for it in itinerary. No, that's wrong. Whatever. We don't know what's happening in the event. Harry would say for them it would be really important to understand when the vault's empty or not being guarded, like when the auction's happening, etc., etc. So day 2, we know we've got the audition. Now, Harry would say, in doing the audition, you are all going inside. On the assumption that you have given Harry the blueprints, so they are part of the kind of wider team, they would say that like going in there is going to put your face to a name. So everyone that goes in could potentially be burned if for some reason things go wrong. Harry has some give me a second. Harry has some, where did I write this? 1 second. Stage makeup kits that you guys could do a decent job with if you're good enough. Like defeating facial recognition software on cameras, it wouldn't be good enough to defeat the facial recognition of a human. You with me? That would require a biosculpt. Harry is happy to pay for a biosculpt. No, he's not. Harry can be persuaded. Excuse me, I read something I shouldn't have. Harry can be persuaded for a biosculpt. So I'm just letting you know that this is it. I.e., if you go in there, snoop around, which is obviously the intent of the plan, right? We're not just going there to fucking actually do the audition, although that is part of it, and get found out, you could be fully burning yourself from the environment. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Totally fine. We can definitely do that. That's going to take. It's not going to take all day, but it's certainly going to take the largest portion of the day, right? So in the largest spotlight will be the doing that. So in terms of Heron, and we've lost Gear Shift. Okay. Because I know
his internet is tripping out.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fine. So let's focus down on the scene then with unless there's anything you guys wanted to do in the morning. It's likely a 10, 11 a.m. audition. No? In your what outfit? Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, you did. Nice. Okay, and that fits the bohemian kind of jazzy manager. I like it. Okay. Okay, so let me just have a quick read of something. So, yeah, Harry would have told you, sorry, I should have done this. Harry would have told you that the DJ hired by Lung to play the opening night gala turned up dead at a Piranha's party in Pacifica last night. So they've been forced to hold last-minute auditions. 1 second. 2 days before opening night, which we are on, perfect. Okay, so when you get to the to the location, let me just read a couple of things for you that might set the tone a little better. So, everyone going inside. The Devil's Cut is located in the Upper Marina. The building was home to a bistro from 2042 to 2043. It sat empty after the bistro went under. Until Continental Brands bought it. Initially, they intended to turn the location into Oasis. Now it has come to be a booze bank. The Zarafa construction architect Maurice Jenkins was completed a little over a month ago. The Devil's Cut is a two-story building in an elegant style with an Art Nouveau themed interior, faux marble floors, graceful bronze tinted features. It has plushy upholstered armchairs. The bottom floor is divided into a large main lounge, complete with a bar and a stage and a kitchen. The top floor offers a wraparound balcony overlooking the main lounge and a comfortable cigar bar. You guys are going to be met by Mira, who may or may not be right now. She's Schrodinger's Mira at the minute, isn't she? Because she could potentially be in a cab with. Oh, he's going to catch her on the way home. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So then, yeah, she's here. So you're met by Mira. Now, the ground floor main lounge. It is a large open space, easily configurable for multiple uses. It currently serves as the lounge with a bar set up against the south wall. 10 waist-high columns are scattered throughout the room, each displaying a tablet listing the Devil's Cut's inventory. So you can see it's kind of in its rotational mode. Which is, you're brought to the stage by Mira. Mira tells you that you have 20 minutes to set up your act. They will be, and she kind of points over to the bar, we'll be running some, we'll be doing some stuff over at the bar. Mira is with a security guard. If you give me 1 second, I will tell you what is visible on the security guard off the bat. Security guard has got a very heavy pistol on his hip, which is non-concealable. So you can see that he has a radio communicator and a set of handcuffs on his back as well. This guy's looks a bit like a cop, whilst not being a cop, right? Mira will say, without a need for a check, that Miss Lung will be the one to make the final decision. She kind of looks down at her watch. You get 10 minutes. All I can suggest is that you make your 10 minutes useful. So, whilst setting up, because you've got 20 minutes to set up, you're going to then be playing for 10 minutes, then you're unsetting and leaving. So you're in the building for less than 40 minutes, right? The intent, you are told, Heron, I don't need you to do this. The net architecture is off.
Oh, it's off right now?
So you are stood next to what is known to be the access point. Serial killer is pinging, and there is no response from anywhere in this building about being able to jack into a net architecture. However, no check needed to note the cameras because you knew the camera's location coming in. I'm saying that for myself more than anything else. I don't need you to roll the check because you've got the blueprints. The blueprints detail the net architecture. It's why serial killer knows it's off, because they are stood in front of the access point not getting access.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that knowledge comes to serial killer within the first 2 minutes of being in this environment. Head to the kitchen. Roll me a persuasion check. Mira is going to watch. You see the security guard starts coming with you, basically, as she kind of says, "I'll be okay here." The security guard is going to follow you into the kitchen. He's going to show you where the bottle fridge is. Like he doesn't mind you grabbing a water. In the kitchen itself, roll me a perception check, please. There are people in this kitchen. Whilst the kitchen is it's a full commercial kitchen, right? There are, whilst they're not in full chef whites, they're going over menus. They're still fine tuning stuff. You notice nothing of note. Wonderful. Yeah. Nice. Anyone else want to do anything? Or is the time skip in this montage is the play instrument check that I will need.
Yeah. Okay.
And she will be she'll play, but she will be.
Yeah. Savindi. All right. This is the Red Towns.
Sorry. Actually, I can. Roll me a persuasion check. Actually, no, there's nothing you can roll here that they would let you go downstairs. The security guard goes, the main breaker's definitely not downstairs. And Mira goes, we can fine tune the details of your performance should you get the job. She kind of looks down. Miss Lung will be here soon. The reason Miss Lung hasn't arrived yet is just because I'm going to give you guys a chance should you want to do anything. I do need a perception check from everyone in the scene, actually. And I'll let you roll it again, Hero, because the environment has changed. So, Hero, you notice that the security guard has a lanyard around his neck that has some kind of key fob in it. Mira has one also. And with that 18 beating a 17, which is the bracket up on the DV that I gave it, you think back, you notice that the chefs also had them. You know there are no turrets in the environment, so it must be for something else. It's not an identification for a demon or anything like that. Yeah, go for it.
Can Serial get a closer look at those badges and determine, what they might be with his
Yeah, you can roll
expertise?
me either a basic or a Lexec.
Yeah, we'll roll an Alexa. 18.
Later on in the day, or not at that point, at a more appropriate time, Serial will tell you guys that they are likely, whilst they can't say for certain, they are likely door access keys, but unlikely to be like really high security door access keys. It's probably the back door or the front door. You know, they're those kind of access. Think like hotel keys, you know, you scan it against the door.
Yeah. Yeah, he like text us in group chat, letting everybody know that.
Okay. Anything else before Lung arrives? I don't think you've used much of that 20-minute setup
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Where were you guys for? I can go talk to like, were the kitchen staff and maybe grease their palms. I don't know how much grease that they have in the kitchen, but they might need some grease, and then we could get them to I don't know, be our inside person, or at least give us some information.
Okay. With what excuse this time? I'm gonna go bribe a chef. You need a drink. Yeah, that's different. Go for it. Roll the persuasion check. Not too stiff. The bar's the other way. The anticipation of this. Yeah. Once again, you're followed by a security. You're followed by a security guard to catch a drink, which you are able to do. But whilst you're in there, roll me an audio perception check. Oh, nice. So before you open the door, like you're walking down there, you're small talking with the security guard, and as you're opening the door, you overhear like a part of a conversation that goes along the lines of like, 80 fucking eddies, dude. We should be earning a lot more than that. Like a whole day's work plus all of this And then as you walk in, they kind of stop. The tones get hushed. Whilst they don't stop talking, they're not like worried about it. They stop moaning. From that, you glean that these people are not being paid a lot to do their job. So the idea of either swapping with them or an inside man or whatever, that opportunity strikes Hero as a potential. Okay. Yes. Yeah. You haven't. No one in this environment has seen Anvil or Jules at the moment. Anyone want to do anything else before we hit that play instrument?
No.
No. This is the wrong. This is the wrong water. What the hell is this? How am I supposed to play guitar with this water? No, this is all wrong.
Roll me a charismatic.
No, I'm going to do this myself.
Roll me a charismatic impact check. Yeah, Mira is gonna look down at her watch and just say, "Guys, water, no water, lights. Is this what it's going to be like on the night? We're trying to run a professional environment. You're here as background noise. This isn't Glastonbury."
Are you trying to run a professional environment? Because I'm not seeing it. But you know what? Whatever. I am, if not anything but very forgiving. I am a 70. These are the red tones. And yes, prepare yourself for the experience.
Whoa. She like puts that mirror puts her hand. You're not playing to me. She. You hear the high heels of Jules Lang coming down the stairs as she is talking to Anvil. She doesn't say anything. She just kind of walks up to maybe 2 or 3 meters away from the stage, fold like she stands in the picture on roll 20, folds her arm, pops out a hip. Go on then.
Oh, well. Yes. I am the Savindi. These are the red tones. You're going to be giving you the experience, the jazz experience.
Yeah. Roll another charismatic impact.
That not go through. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, the bot just shot itself.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Everyone roll me a human perception check. Well, everyone that's in the scene. Fucking outstanding. Gotta love them. The only the only person that was. Oh, actually no, it's the other scene. Yeah, there we go.
GG.
Yeah, let's see if we go through for free. There we go. Fucking, you've got to love it. Yeah, okay. Roll me your play instrument check, please. Sorry, just give me 1 second because I have missed a crucial bit of information. All right, mate. Yeah, that's okay. Uh, 7D, you are maybe 6 minutes into your performance, which is like a 10-minute slot, where Jules raises her hand. You know, like Simon Cowell on like America's Got Talent or whatever, when he stops someone mid-song, she does that. Someone somewhere like pulls a fuck. Do another one, roll me a human perception check, as this is a different scene. So Hero and 7D, you both see like Mira gets told to do better for somebody else's wrongdoings. I'm going to use that because I can't think of a better word. Poor performance by someone else's judgment. As soon as Jules turns her back, Mira like rolls her eyes a little bit, clenches her jaw. You see like the telltale signs of the muscle at the back of the jaw, and someone's like really fucking gritting their teeth. She turns to you and says, "I'm very sorry, but we're going to go in another direction. We wish you all the best. Please collect your things. I'll wait with you and I'll escort you out. The next audition's in, well, less than 10 minutes, so if you could hurry up, that would be great." Final perception checks from everyone in this environment, please. Hero, you notice that left on the bar where Mira goes to, she walks back over to the bar. She opens like a brown paper bag, effectively, but it's a takeout bag. There is a name written on that takeout bag that stands out to you. It's Stavros and Stavros. I feel like serial killer would be doing everything in their power to not fly off the handle and be like, fuck the corpos and all of that. But, you know, that's
Yeah.
just going on in their head behind their teeny tiny
Messages,
circular
messages
glasses.
hero, like you should. The messages here, like you should get a mirror in Mirror's head. You know, nothing will ever be good enough for that corpo bitch. You know that could work.
Nice. Okay. So did you guys pack up? Okay. All right. So let's say that took 3/4 of the day in totality. The other people in the band feel like you did quite well. You know, like a 19. That's like the other lot are like, we were really professional. Like, what the fuck do they expect? What do they want for background noise? But they don't blame you because they think you did good. Either way, they're not angry at you as they are paid for the audition by Harry the Shrimp. And you guys leave. Okay, I'm just having a quick read. Okay. I'm going to pause you guys. Well, no, I'm not going to pause you guys there. I'm going to bring everyone together because Heron and Gearshift were out of that scene. You have time to do something during those periods, but the pre-setup and the after setup for that, I'm saying, is maybe half a day, we'll say. So you guys have is there anything you guys wanted to do in the morning section of your day?
Yeah, I mainly just wanted to see if I could get a job with the catering company.
Okay, so you know the catering company is Continental.
Yep.
So that would be corporate. You'd be going into like what is effectively a corporate setup. But roll me a tactics check.
Yeah. He would probably ask Hero, see if he knew anyone that could do it, because he's not really tied into any of those crowds. Tactics would be a 10.
Yeah, so you could. The other thing I'd say is you could potentially talk to Harry as well, as the consultant is what I'd say. But you can certainly ask Hero as well.
Which one was Harry again?
Harry the Shrimp. The
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He'd probably hit up Harry the Shrimp first and just be like, we want to see if we can get an inside man on the job. There's a catering company, they work through Continental brands. If you got a lead, maybe could score me an interview. I got plenty of skills that could be useful.
Is one of those? She kind of looks you up and down. What weaponry do you have in your on you right now?
He's got a hammer and pistols, like very heavy pistol. And
he points down. Is one of the skills using that?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, mate, but even for a heist, I wouldn't want to go through the job interview process of signing my soul away to a corporate just to earn pittance a day. So maybe follow one of them home. I'm not saying body them, they're collateral damage, but threaten them, pay them, fucking make sure they don't show up to work. What do you need? She goes, you need a uniform and a good fucking attitude, right?
Yeah, that's about it. I could talk my way through. Prime time always helps.
Probably easier than getting an actual interview.
Fuck yeah,
and
right?
I'm assuming for a big gala like this, the staff's already sorted. So maybe you might have some issues with personnel itinerary, but She kind of holds her hand up. I can't get too involved, you see, because if I start doing it, declarations of war.
Then why are you paying us? Yeah, no, I got
No,
you.
not that. It's war. For some sections, they would see it as war.
Fair.
You don't want that. I don't want that. They definitely don't want that. Let me tell you, if I was going to fucking war, they'd hear about it.
Well, you know what? If I can't fit that uniform size, I might need you to get me one. But I'll scope out the place. You know, pick up Mira, and then I don't know, see if I can fuck one of them up. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Improvise. And yeah, gear shift. I'll hang up, and then literally just stalk the place again and find a worker that like goes on his break or something, maybe for lunch.
Yeah.
Like goes away from the place and follows him and then rolls up on him.
Okay, so that definitely. Oh, 100%. You know, like, I don't want to get too in the weeds with all of this. I don't think the intent of this story is to like play it out beat by beat. So if you've got information, I'm saying that unless told otherwise, everyone's got information because you kind of all need to be in step. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's not, a couple eddies, it's like, shit, I'll take just the money now and not show up to work. All right. Word. Yeah, gear shift should do that. Just bribe him, like pull up on him on his lunch break. Yo, Choom, saw you working at that place. Wanted to check it out and get a closer look at the auction. Maybe
So
we
you
can trade
can-
places for a day.
You can roll me a bribery check, a conversation check, a persuasion check, or another appropriate skill check. So I guess those three. And if you can throw me out another, I'd allow you to do it, but they kind of tick it off for me.
Yeah, I got you. I'll hit you with the persuasion.
Yeah.
And this is very important, so I'm going to throw my luck into this as well.
Check something here.
Be a 20.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second. That definitely works. I'm just trying to find. Yeah. So, you are going to follow one of them to a bar in the upper marina. And as you approach them with that kind of approach, where you're kind of just like, look, I'm interested, maybe don't show up to work tomorrow. It's going to cost you 100 eddies in bribes, I imagine that bribe to be you plying them with liquor. That you don't need to take that off your sheet, that will be reimbursed to you. So you thematically spend it, but then tell Harry the setup. What you find from this information is that they know very little about the gala itself, other than what time they have to show up. This person, particularly working in the kitchen, they have a general layout of the building, which you guys already kind of know, and they also know that there are cameras in the environment, and that we've been told not to go into the office if the security is on. At no point have I been allowed anywhere near the basement. Those kind of things come up. For the 100 eddies as well, they would be willing to give you their uniform.
Nice.
Along with that uniform comes a key fob that provides access to the back door. to the whole building, to which there is an alleyway out back.
Nice.
One thing you would have noted about when you were doing the scoping out is that there is often security in both the alleyway and out front.
Got you. Okay. And question: do they do preemptive work before the event? Like, would I be able to go in tomorrow, or do they just show up at the event?
Yeah, that's good. It gives me the creative freedom here, so I'll take it and say, yeah, you've got a whole third day yet, to which
Nice.
you can do something. So, needs be, you can. The thing is that you would know that no check needed to know this, but you are going to have to like smooth talk your way into it. Does that make sense? Like when you show up, where the fuck is Gary? You're going to need a response. Obviously, it's going to be montage. So, but I'm just letting you know that you would Gear Shift would know there's a bit of fucking dance to be done here.
Should I get biosculpted? Nah, I won't get biosculpted.
I don't. So you are keep a note of that because of the time. We're going to finish the second day, and then we'll call it. But keep a note that you have those things.
Oh yeah, I wrote it down in my inventory.
Perfect. So you follow that guy home. Okay. So let's say that takes. He's on a. He goes to it for lunch. So let's say that's taken half the day. Is there any other thing we want to do with the latter half of this day? I know, for example, Gear Shift wants to pick up Mira. You know that she leaves at 8 on the dot, and because you are a combat cab driver, I know this is going against the rules, but I'm going to let you take your combat cab out. Well, actually, it's not going against the rules. You could have just taken your combat cab out this morning instead of the Artemis. You're allowed to change it at the start of every day, so you just started it with the thing. And because you're a combat cab driver, in law, I'm going to give that to you as like, I'm nearby. I'm fucking on the clock. I'll take that one. You know, I'm not gonna make you roll a luck check for it. So that can definitely happen. However, another thing you would note there is that if you are meeting Mira today as a combat cab driver, you know she's always on site, and then you're also planning on going in tomorrow, that could cause a conflict.
Absolutely. So I might want to, like, change my appearance a little bit when I pick her up.
Change your appearance, have somebody else use the thing, whatever the solution, But I'm just trying to be a bit more.
Yep.
This is where my head is. So, is there anything else that anyone wants to do? No. I'll take tactics check. Nice. You could, similar to Gear Shift, you could follow someone, and whilst the security feel a lot more professional, I misspoke earlier. The security is provided by Continental brands themselves. So Fixer would know that these are generally loyalists to the cradle to the grave style corporate employment. But you could certainly try and pickpocket one. You could mug one. Sedatives are a thing. Following a stranger seems to be working so far.
Joe. Sure. That's what he's saying. if that's what we need, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah, certainly. You could spend the latter half of the day picking a victim. You know, you could follow a couple of them home, see what they do, keep an eye on it, and just pick one of them to hit on the morning.
Man,
You-
I think you should do a stakeout. You should find out which one of those guys has the highest access first. You know, I bet one of those guys is like vault security. You can kick the shit out of that asshole. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. I've been saving up for a laser light guitar. You know, I'm gonna be a part-time rocker too, I think. Gotta spread the word somehow.
I will say it does ring true for everyone that it is likely that the security guards' lanyards are different to the kitchen staff lanyards. I don't think that needs a check to kind of put together, especially now it's been verbalized.
Yeah, like a Nepo baby. You know? Yeah. Yeah, like super rich already, so he just got the best job. That's good thinking, man. That's how they do it. Doesn't even know how to be a security guard. He's just, out of the office frou-frou style. Yeah.
Okay, so your plan for the rest of the day is to follow home one of the security changes at 8 o'clock, because it'd be the latter part of the day, which is when the day shift ends. So you know that you're getting a day shift security. Okay. Yeah, 7D, roll me a luck check.
What?
A luck check. I have tried today to help you through this story as a team as much as I can, but 1s and 10s at the wrong time are 1s and 10s at the wrong time. Okay. So the only thing left to wrap up, from what I can tell, because you're going to be able to find, like, there is no check needed to scout someone like that. You know, the city's so big, and you're doing it in such a what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not. These people aren't actually fucking guards of the crown jewels. You know, there's no reason for them to suspect people picking. And as long as you guys are consistently and constantly taking the intelligent approach, staying away, you're not looking to like get right side by side with someone, then there's no need for any of those checks to be rolled. The montage is basically just a guy going about his day. You find one of them that goes home. These are Continental Brand loyalists security. They live in the Continental Brand's neighborhood, which is that vertical neighborhood. Probably not very high up, but you're not able to get in. You at least have a start point. You know that they leave and often go to a location of work because that is a neighborhood that has everything inside of it. So you'd be hitting them on the way to work. If that was the intent. 100%. Yeah, you're waiting on an alleyway. You're going to be waiting on an alleyway to fucking jump out of the alleyway, pull them into it behind a bin, rough them up. That's what I imagine. You know, you're not going to fucking. We're not looking to run a combat gig on the side of it. Where these guys are security. They may we'll figure that out next session. They may be walking together. It might be a little thing, but either way, you're certainly going to be able to achieve or have an attempt at achieving what you are trying to achieve. So I heard that there was potentially going back to the brain dance bar as well as picking up Mira. Is that a thing for this evening? Okay. Yeah, from Anvil this time, because it's Anvil that head boss security or personal security to Jules that goes to that bar. Okay, so all we've got to do left today is pick up Mira, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So you're certainly going to be able to do that. Mira gets in the back of the car.
Before we do this though, I just wanted to say I have tech skin and chem hair. I mean chem skin and tech hair, so I don't know how much I can get away with that, like changing my hair color, maybe changing the.
So I need either an acting or a wardrobe and style, and because you've got the chem skin and tech, acting or personal grooming. And because you've got the chem skin and tech hair, I think that adds to personal grooming, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So you naturally get the +2 to the check anyway.
Right. All right. Then we got 2 and 2. Okay. All right. So be a total of a 10. Oh, I put it in forlorn dice. Be a 15.
You do it. You don't feel like it's a great job, but you do it.
Yeah, he's gonna put his mirror shades on and his Nomad Leathers hat as well. You know, like baseball cap, mirror shades on.
You. Let me just read something. Yeah, so you're able to pick her up, and you're going to just drive her home?
Yeah, no, he would just say going anywhere special tonight or straight home.
Roll me a conversation check.
Got you. Let's check conversation. 11.
Just home. She holds up a bag, says Stavros and Stavros on it. Gonna catch some food, bed. Sorry, I've had a really long day.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. You want to take the long way, relax, or speed it up?
No, the normal way, please.
Gotcha. Yeah, and he'll just, go the most direct route. You know, that takes the least amount of time. Be prompt about it.
Yeah, you're going to go. You are currently in the Upper Marina heading down to Little Europe. So you'd be going Watson Bridge and then across.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you take her to to her home.
Same place that Anvil was staying?
Same place that Anvil was staying.
Okay. And no other stops along the way, so no other potential.
No other stops along the way. She heads straight home.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he'd just update the crew with the information. Like, yeah, drove her home. She didn't have anywhere like special she was going. seems to be highly invested in work, or at least very secret about her private life. And that's it.
Okay. Okay then. So what we'll do is we'll call the session there. Next, remembering that that was the end of day 2. We've got a full day of investigation and then the actual heist itself, which we might be able to do in the setting. It all depends on like formulating a plan, right? This is the idea. We need to formulate a plan of heist. So that gives us out of character this period in between as well, just to start to consider all of those things that we have. Because I'm gonna, ideally for me, what would happen is I understand the plan, and then I can set the gig up around. I can set the gig up with the knowledge of the plan, you know. So what I wouldn't want to do is run the gig reactionary to just hearing the plan. Not because I'm going to try and fuck you over, but because I want to try and give you the gig. Does that make sense? On Red Winter, it's hard to run those heist gigs all in one, because often you only hear about the person's plan 3 hours into the 4-hour gig, and then you've got to figure out the fucking heist on the end of it. Whereas now we've got a bit more leeway